What's up, guys? Max Scoville here for Destructoid. I'm at PAX Prime 2014 up in Seattle, and I got to play a game that I have not played before, and that game is called Dead Island 2. Dead Island 2, I got to check it out at E3, but it was a weird behind closed doors demo. They showed off an awesome, cool, funky, wacky trailer with zombies in it and like funny music, and everyone was like, that looks like a cool trailer, but the first Dead Island and then that sort of first and a half Dead Island Riptide, they kind of sucked. People played them, but they really had a lot wrong with them, so a lot of people are kind of skeptical. And the demo we were shown at E3 was an 18-month-old build. It was basically a prototype, and I wasn't really sure what to make of it because it was very stripped down. It had like no UI, none of the, you know, when you hit the zombies, the numbers don't pop up. There was no life bar or anything like that. And the one thing I remember it sticking with me is the contrast was like super blown out. So like when you go inside, it's like if you were actually out in the sun and you come inside and you kind of can't tell what's going on. It didn't look great. I mean, it looked like they had a cool style going, but it was like kind of too stylized. Got to play it right here. This is a pre-alpha build. It's much more polished. It's got a lot more stuff going on. First of all, it looks fine. It looks just great. It's very warm. The tones are very warm. It's set in Southern California in kind of a fictionalized German version of Los Angeles. It's, you know, developed by Jaeger. They're a German studio. They decided to make their own version of Los Angeles and fill it with zombies. And it's you know, it's kind of, you know, sunny and stuff, but it's got this sort of orange tint to it. If any of you guys use the hot web app Instagram, you might be familiar with the Kelvin filter. It looks like they put a zombie game in the Kelvin filter. It's very, very bright. I didn't mind it too much. It looked all right. As far as the game's controls go, very familiar. I mean, same kind of Dead Island setup. You can kick zombies in the face. You can hit them with hammers. You can shoot them with guns. You can jump. You can pick things up and craft shit. What they did with this one is right out the gate, it seems like the crafting is much more front and center. Like, it's not like this thing where you got to go scrounging around for blueprints and do a bunch of bullshit fetch quests to get them. Then again, this isn't the final game. I have no idea. But what I was doing was I was throwing in the game, and it's like, go find electrical stuff. Go find fire-ish stuff. And so I found a bunch of propane tanks and batteries, and somehow, because video games, attaching batteries to a shotgun makes it shoot electric bullets, and attaching propane, which is a fucking gas, to a big hammer, that makes it this cool fire hammer. So when you hit the zombies, they not only explode into a pile of blood and guts, they also catch fire. You can also go around whacking stuff in the environment. You know, there's cars everywhere, because it's LA, and you can, you know, beat the cars up until they catch fire and explode, which kills a bunch of zombies. That's always fun. The different zombie types, you know, you got your walkers, and you've got, like, I think they're called thugs, who are like the big bully type guys. And I will say the game feels like it has much more of a punch. Like the combat feels less like a kind of grindy bullet sponge RPG approach, and much more like it's a kind of a physics-based thing. You still got the numbers popping up when you hit the bad guys, but in this case, you know, you hit a zombie with a sledgehammer and he flies 30 feet in the air, which I'll admit, that's fun. As for the guns, they actually have an impact. It doesn't just feel like you're kind of chipping away at them. The guns in the first Dead Island, they sucked ass. I'm just gonna say that. They were really stupid. There was like no point to have guns in that game, but they did it anyway. They're like, you need to conserve ammo, because the ammo doesn't do anything anyway, and it's hard to find. So screw that. Yeah, I think that Jaeger's you know, doing some cool stuff with this. Kind of hard to say. I had, you know, a few little bugs and glitches, but like I said, it's a pre-alpha build, so you can't really pass any judgment based on that. But they seem confident enough in it that they are letting filthy plebeian peasant gamers play it on the show floor. But that's cool. So, you know, people get to kind of get their own feel for it. I don't know if I'm actually going to ever play it, because I'm kind of tired of zombies, you know, I'll be honest. But it definitely looks like a much more worthy effort than the last one. As for that Dead Island mystery game, still haven't checked that out. Anyway, I'm Max Scoville for Destructoid. If you would like to read... I'm so sorry, I just hit you. I'm so awful. I just hit a woman. I'm at PAX. They're going to kill me. Anyway, if you'd like to read some video game coverage written by people who use words and keyboards to make their coverage of the games instead of just drinking a Red Bull really fast and talking into a camera like I'm doing, go to Destructoid.com, because that's what people are doing there. And also check out the rest of our videos we're doing right here. We're going to put them up as much as we can. Literally me and one other guy, who's Bill. We're going to put him in a dumbass video. Hey, Bill, what's that video game you like that I don't? Borderlands. Bill's going to play Borderlands or some shit. I don't know. Anyway, I'll see you guys around. If you're at PAX, have a good PAX. If you're not at PAX, have a good watching shit about PAX on the internet. Take it easy.